Alec Peirce at the ranch again. Well, specifically Alec Peirce in the shed at the ranch. Yeah, everyone have to have a shed. Technically, years ago, this was what was called a drive-in shed, because this is where you drove stuff in. Wagons, horses, machinery, tractors, trucks, trail, whatever you happen to have. So we have a drive-in shed at our ranch, which is a good thing. We have a lot of toys. We have a tractor, we have a travel trailer, we have snowmobiles, we have ATVs, we have motorcycles, we have a four-wheel UTVs called a Ranger, big lawnmower, all kinds of stuff. You have to have a drive-in shed, or else everything stays outside, and that wouldn't be very good for it. So here we are in the shed at the ranch, and I did this for a reason. I wanted to show you something else that I found that has been, I think, is really, really good. And I know a lot of you have seen this already. If you drive a pickup truck, you've seen it, but if you take a little bit of extra time, you'll find one that's really good, okay? So let's take a look at the back of my pickup. Okay, here it is. Pretty standard stuff. If we turn on the parking lights, you can see that the parking lights come on. That's the way it works. So you see we have two lights on each side and license plate lights on the license plate. License plate light on the license plate. Those darn things never last very long, do they? And that's great. Now, what I want to show you, however, is I'm a big fan. Being a biker, I've been a biker for many, many, many years. I just bought a new bike last year. I've always been a biker. And being a biker, particularly today, these days, I'm a big fan of lots of light on the back of the bike. A lot of bikers have a little round red light, and off they go. They get a bit of dust, a bit of mud on it, or whatever, and it's down low, close to the road, and you're just not visible. And I don't know if it causes accidents, but I tell you, it sure doesn't help to prevent accidents. I'm a big fan of having lots of lights on the back of my bike, and that applies to all my machinery. So a while ago, I decided I would dress up my pickup a little bit and get more lights on it. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, let's put on the brakes. Now that's when you want extra light, when the brakes go on. When the brakes go on, of course, your truck lights light up. But you can see as well, I put on one of those neat strips. And they are not, you've seen these strips. They're not expensive, 50, 60 bucks, and they're easy to install. It's a 5 foot, I think it's 5 foot wide strip of neon lights in a plastic tube for protection, because they're subjected to a lot of abuse down here, and then two wires at one end, and you just take the wires up and into one of the tail light sections there and wire it in. And so it's pretty simple. When I put this on, I fasten it on with screws. It goes on with screws or tape. I use screws all the way across, make sure it was solid. And then I took the wires up inside. I sealed the opening where the wires go in, and I soldered the connections. I'm a big fan of soldering too. I'm not crazy about those crimps. But anyway, it's in there. It's been on there for over 5 years. This truck, believe it or not, is 6 years old, and it's been on there for 5 years, and not a single problem. I noticed one little light's out. Oh, no, it's back on now. Every once in a while. Anyway, it works really well. Summer and winter, and we get some pretty harsh winters up here. So it's working really, really well. So you've seen these. They're pretty good. Okay, now if you take the brake pedal off and you turn on one of the directional signals, this is handy too, because again, the second place where you want to have extra light at the back of your truck or any vehicle, but the back of your pickup truck is when you're turning. You don't want people to miss the fact that you're turning. Now I'm assuming, of course, like any sensible person, you actually use your turn signals to indicate in advance that you're turning. You're not one of those folks, we see them all the time, right, who turn the turn signal on as they're turning. A lot of help that was, but anyway. But you can see that's right. And the other side is exactly the same, just on the other side, and that works perfectly well. Even when the brakes are on, this still works. Put the brakes on too as well there, dear. And you see that? So this is pretty typical. Thanks very much. So this is pretty typical of what's called rear strip lighting. However, take your time and go one step further and find the one that does this. Okay, back her up, baby. Good. Brakes off. Now, you see, a lot of these strips don't have this. This is extra backup. Now, you know that on most vehicles, including pickup trucks, the backup lights are a little bit of a joke. They really don't show very much. In fact, a lot of my friends around this area, we live in a farming community, they have extra lights, spotlights on the back that they can turn on to light up the back, because most backup lights on vehicles don't help you to see at all. I think that they have those on there just to indicate to other drivers that you're backing up. It's the only reason they don't really light. It doesn't seem to me they light very much up. So this has been a big help. Doesn't look like much, but at night, in the dark, maybe I'm out in the bush, deer hunting, whatever it happens to be, I want to back up. When I put this into reverse, I get a lot of extra light. Now let's see what happens when you put the brakes on. Oh yeah, good, they're both on. And try one of the directionals. Brakes? Look at that, Kevin. They all work. They all work in sequence. So it's got, what's it got? It's got stop lights, directionals, and reversing lights. I love this strip. Easy to put on, not expensive, adds a point of safety, and extra lights as well. I don't know if that's a big deal if you have a pickup truck or if you're interested. But anyway, I hope maybe that helps. Something to look for. Makes your truck a bit better. Okay. You want to see the inside lights? Is that what you're saying, Kevin? I also unlock it, please. I have an electric lock on this, which is really handy too. It saves you having to run around with the key. So if you unlock the doors inside, then the tailgate unlocks as well. That's not expensive. And I also put interior lights as well, because when it's dark, you get at night, and you got to find something in the back of your truck, and this is down and it's dark in there. Guess what? It's dark in there. Yeah, you can't find something in the front. So I put those in. I think they were $7 or $8 for a little strip of idiot lights. What do they call them? LEDs. And again, I wired those in, and it's been a big help too. So anything that makes it easier for you, maybe a bit safer, I think it's a good idea. I thought I'd share that with you. Okay, talk to you soon. Alec Peirce at the ranch.